In this video, we're going to tackle market analysis, which builds on our previous episode on real estate market cycles. So the first question is if. Should you develop given the current market cycle, and is there capital even available for development? If you can't answer these questions, you should stop right there because developing just for the sake of developing doesn't make any sense. There needs to be a fundamental need for what you're bringing to the market. So if the answer is yes to those questions, it makes sense given the current cycle and there's capital available, then the next question is where? What state, what city, where should you be targeting? And who's your target consumer and where are they located? You need to understand the different markets that exist within your target area and who your consumer would be. So that brings us down to what? And if we're talking about multifamily, what sort of product would be successful in this area? Is there a need for luxury, affordable, maybe workforce? What's going to do well in your target area? These are just some very high-level considerations at the very beginning stages of your analysis to sort of just check yourself at the door and make sure you're minimizing your risk as much as possible before you even start. The best developers don't leave any of this up to a gut feeling either. They use data to help make their decisions, and that's what we're going to cover next. So these are 5 main data points that you have to understand before you embark on a new development project. Vacancy is the amount of currently not occupied space. So if there's already a lot of space available in your market and you're planning to bring more space to the market, you're probably not going to do very well. We talked about supply and demand in our last video, and this point, along with market rent, will really help you to understand where your market stands. Market rent is the rent on new leases signed. So when we talk about trends, you want to see a trend of decreasing vacancy and increasing market rents. That'll tell you there's at least a need in the market. And the next component of that is new construction. There may be a need in the marketplace, but what's currently being built right now by other developers? Will the current pipeline of project that's set to deliver before you satisfy the needs in the market? If those projects are going to come out of the ground before your project, you may be too late to the party. While you're looking at new construction, you also want to look at the absorption rate, or the rate at which properties are sold or leased during a given time period. If you have, let's say, 100 units that you're bringing to the market, how long is it taking for those to be leased up? Is it taking 24 months to lease up a building, or are these units just flying off the shelf as soon as they're being delivered? And then we have month supply. And this metric's used a lot when discussing single-family homes. If you're developing a neighborhood, for example, you're going to want to know how many month supply is available to determine if it's an over or undersupplied market. So gathering all this data and putting them together, it starts to tell you a story. And that narrative will help you determine whether it makes sense to go any further. Should you be developing in this market at all? And if so, then where? And what's needed in the market? This is probably one of the most important topics in real estate development. You, of course, have to know how to execute, build a quality product, stay on budget, all that. But knowing when and where to do it is genuinely one of the most critical components of real estate development.